youngest in our family and just turned 60 years old at the end of last year. And so for 6 decades, I've dealt with teeth that I wasn't very proud of.
Yes. It's such a clean look.
I never smiled with showing my teeth if I could avoid it, because this gap here was just never looked good to me. And so something hereditary, several of us have it. And my sister used the Clear Choice liners, and well, I tried that too and it didn't work. They actually ended up refunding me and telling me that it wasn't gonna work for me. So it's too wide, too many spaces. And so over the years, I've had other teeth in the back pulled, which allowed these to move even more. And so they've moved out wider, and they've actually moved out in front. So now I'm in the middle of eating and I bite my lip while I'm eating. So once that started happening, I decided, something needed to be done. I just couldn't deal with that anymore. So I went from being embarrassed to smile to now not being able to enjoy a meal without pain. So I figured that was enough. There's procedures out there now that have proven to work, and so it's time to get it done. Folks, in the last 24 hours, you've made a difference in my 60-year-old life that nobody else could have ever made. It doesn't matter, when your teeth are crooked like that, there's nothing you can do about it that's going to change how you feel about yourself. But in the last 24 hours, the folks here have made a difference in my life. And so I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. And I'll be telling pretty much everybody I can about it too, because it does. It's a life-changing event for the better. Let's face it, a lot of things change our lives and not for the better, but this is for the better. And I'm glad to leave here. I can't wait to get back home so people can see how I look with straight teeth. I want to see something. You might want to marry me again after you see this.
Oh, look at you. You get yourself some teeth.
I've got some teeth.
Yes, you do.
See, right?
Wow, they look so good.
Yeah. Where's my best friend now? It exceeds my expectations. I'm much happier about this than I thought I would be. And it has made all the aches and pains and discomfort very well worth it. I would recommend it to anybody that's tired of not wanting to smile because they're ashamed of what people see. That's how I was. My teeth were crooked, and they've always brought shame to me in my heart, so I've always smiled without teeth. Now I'll be smiling with the teeth. The pronunciation of words, the gap, I didn't realize before, but the gap in my teeth was basically caused me to have a lisp, and it was weird, but I would pronounce words. Now my tongue is running into teeth. Before there was a gap there. So I've noticed that I now pronounce words differently. I haven't really been able to chew much solid food just yet because I'm not supposed to, but even my eating, my chewing on soft stuff, that's changed as well. So I catch myself fumbling over how to pronounce words now that I wasn't, before it was never an issue. It's not an issue now, it's just learning. But I'll be honest with you, there has been no negativity from this whatsoever. It's been just one ongoing positive experience. Really, it has. But at the root of it has been an increased level of confidence, big time. People would say, well, you've got confidence. You teach martial arts, you do this and that. But my self-perception wasn't all that high, because no matter what I teach with my hands and feet, there's always these things that have me just, a little bit ashamed of them, I'll share this with you. A long time ago, one of my classmates said that I looked like a walrus because my teeth were spread out like that. And I'll never forget that, and I carried that with me. I'm 60 years old, and I carried that with me my whole life. this was during the civil rights struggle, and so my self-perception was already kind of on the negative side, just with some of that stuff, and being called a walrus because the gap in my teeth, just that sunk the nail in the coffin, you know. And so my whole life I had this terrible perception of myself, and that trip to Arizona put an end to all of that. The walrus, that's what I saw every time I looked in the mirror. Was I would hear that again, over and over again. Now I'm just a guy with a good set of teeth.
What would you like to do to that picture?
Hold on to it. Yeah,
Why?
because
Explain why.
because this is what I have in my mouth now is proof that something could have been done about this all along. You just have to be willing to get something done. You know, you don't have to deal with that perception of yourself. Doesn't have to stay. There's things that can be done about it now. I don't know how new this is, but it was new to me when I heard about this. I had never heard about it before, and I jumped on it because I didn't want this anymore. And so this tells me just how far I've come now. I almost said tear the picture up, then I thought, no, this shows just how much can be corrected if you're willing to step out there, you know, in faith and let people help you, because there's people that can. And you don't have to get a set of braces and get them tweaked and tightened and fuss with all that stuff. Literally in a 24-hour period, you can have this corrected like I did.